T. E. Lawrence, also known as Lawrence of Arabia, was a British archaeologist, military officer, and writer, who is best known for his role in the Arab Revolt during World War I. He was born in Wales in 1888 and grew up in Oxfordshire, where he developed an interest in medieval history and archaeology. Lawrence studied at Jesus College, Oxford, where he developed a passion for the Middle East and began learning Arabic. After graduation, he worked as an archaeologist in Syria and Palestine, and developed close relationships with many Arab leaders. In 1914, at the outbreak of World War I, Lawrence was recruited by British military intelligence to work with the Arabs and help them fight against the Ottoman Empire, which was allied with Germany. Lawrence quickly became a key figure in the Arab Revolt, using his knowledge of the desert terrain and his fluency in Arabic to win the trust of Arab leaders and help coordinate their military efforts. Over the course of the war, Lawrence worked closely with Prince Faisal, who would later become the first king of Iraq. Together, they led a series of successful attacks against Ottoman positions, and helped to lay the groundwork for the eventual defeat of the Ottoman Empire. After the war, Lawrence became a celebrity, both for his military achievements and for his writing. He wrote several books about his experiences in the Middle East, including 7 Pillars of Wisdom, which is considered a classic of English literature. Lawrence also became involved in political negotiations, helping to draft the borders of modern-day Iraq and Jordan. Despite his successes, Lawrence struggled with the trauma of war and the complexities of his role in the Arab Revolt. He spent much of his later life in seclusion, and died in a motorcycle accident in 1935. T. E. Lawrence's legacy is complex and controversial. While he is remembered as a hero in many parts of the Middle East, he has also been criticized for his role in the imposition of Western influence on the region, and for his sometimes brutal tactics during the war. Nonetheless, his contributions to the Arab Revolt and his literary achievements have earned him a lasting place in history, and he remains a fascinating and enigmatic figure to this day. The dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act on their dreams with open eyes, to make them possible.
The desert has a way of speaking to the soul. It whispers secrets of the past, present, and future. It is a place where time is both infinite and fleeting. This land of sand, stone, and sky is where our journey begins. The year was 1916, and the Great War was raging across Europe. The Ottoman Empire held sway over the Arabian Peninsula, and the British sought to overthrow their rule. It was in this tumultuous time that I, Thomas Edward Lawrence, found myself in the deserts of Arabia, serving as a liaison officer to the Arab Bureau in Cairo. As I rode through the vast expanses of the desert, I was struck by the beauty and harshness of this unforgiving terrain. I knew that to understand this land and its people, I needed to immerse myself in their culture and way of life. And so, I set out to learn everything I could about the desert, its tribes, and their customs. My first encounter with the Bedouin tribes was both fascinating and humbling. These were a proud people, fiercely independent and devoted to their way of life. They lived in harmony with the desert, adapting to its rhythms and cycles. I quickly realized that to gain their trust and respect, I needed to show them that I was willing to learn from them. Over time, I became a trusted ally of the Bedouin tribes. I was invited to their councils, where I listened to their grievances and learned about their struggles. I began to see that the Ottomans had exploited these tribes for far too long, and that they were ready to rise up and fight for their freedom. Our journey would not be without hardship, but I knew that we were fighting for a just cause. Together, we fought against the Ottoman Empire, using guerrilla tactics and unconventional warfare. It was a long and grueling battle, but in the end, we emerged victorious. The desert has a way of changing those who journey through it. It is a place of both beauty and danger, of solitude and camaraderie. Our journey through the Arabian Peninsula taught us the true meaning of resilience, courage, and sacrifice. It is a journey that I will never forget, and one that I am honored to have been a part of.
Seven Pillars of Wisdom ranks with the greatest books ever written in the English language. As a narrative of war and adventure, it is unsurpassable. Winston Churchill.